As a high school teacher, a lot of the behavior intervention programs that I came across or that my administration wanted us to try, they came across to me as something that was geared more towards the elementary school students, maybe even sixth grade. But by the time students got into seventh, eighth grade, I felt that they needed something different. And I can remember these programs, they didn't go over well with us at the high school because we felt like it allowed students to escape accountability. We as teachers, our lessons are prepared, we're ready to go, we use data, we're ready to do this thing. You're holding us accountable. The students need to be held accountable, and the students are held accountable by not only the teachers but also administration. And so it's always been this way, where in schools where you have these two sides, they're supposed to be working together, but oftentimes, and a lot of times when it comes to discipline, you have this disagreement. You have administration and then you have teachers. And this program that we're going to watch this video about today has been around for a while, and I've come across it. And again, as a high school teacher, I mean, sure, there were elements of it that I thought were solid for the students that I work with, but largely I felt it was for smaller kids, because at the high school level, what I need to do is I need to be able to say to a student, hey, I'm working here. I've prepared an excellent lesson for you. And so what I need you to do is I need you to stop doing what you're doing, have a seat, get your notebook out, get a pen, and I need you to engage. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Now, back to this lesson. I need to be able to do that. I need to be able to say it. I need to be able to say it plain so that we can get back to work. I don't have time to count to 10. I don't have time to just kind of lower my voice and do all the things. I need that student to get engaged right now. And if there's something that's keeping them from making the decision to get engaged and stop disrupting class, then they need to leave. That's just what it is. And so it was always my expectation that I had an administration that would back me up in that. Like, if a student is disrupting the teaching and learning that is taking place in the classroom, then like that student needs to, not permanently, but just temporarily, until they can get it together and make a better decision. But let's check this out.
Madness in Modesto schools. Teachers say classrooms are being turned upside down, with some students destroying supplies.
What a mess. They say a lack of consequences is even making things worse. Your reporter covering Stanislaus County, Nina Burns, joining us live with the policy they say is now backfiring. Nina.
That's right, Marley and Steve. Now, teachers say the current discipline policy, which is PBIS, is supposed to reward students for good behavior, but they say it has the opposite effect, and it is currently rewarding students for acting out.
This is typical of our TKK classrooms.
Destroyed classroom after destroyed classroom. That's what Modesto City School District teachers say is a common occurrence.
It's a post-COVID world, if you will.
President of the Modesto Teachers Association, Jennifer McGrath, says the trend in violence and destruction in students peaked after the pandemic, when students came back to a different set of rules.
Coming back to school was not easy, and so the school districts had to do a lot of quick fixes to be able to get these kids to come back to school. We kind of lessened a lot of the requirements for the students, and it doesn't take kids long to.
So that's where it starts, where you start to lessen the requirements for students. You give them that little opening, as she's about to say, then that could lead to some things, some unintended consequences.
Figure out that if there's a system, they're going to look for the easiest way out.
PBIS, or Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports, is the new norm, instead of what traditionally was suspension.
The children are not learning when they're sent home. They should be in school. And so that's why this practice got put into place. It's an alternative to try to deter behaviors in a positive way.
So when a child destroys a classroom like this, they're sent into the office.
What's been happening is they get counseled, and then they would come back with a bag of chips, or they would come back with a juice box or a prize or something.
So as a principal, you got to be kidding me. Like, a student acts out in class to this degree where they destroy the class, they're removed from class, they're counseled, and maybe minutes, maybe an hour or so later, they're brought back in the class with a bag of chips and or a juice box back to that same class. I as a principal, I wouldn't even be able to look at that teacher if I were to do something like that. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. There's so much I want to say here. I think that in a lot of ways we've overcorrected. Okay. Yes, in the past we were really quick to give harsh discipline, send them out of school, and yeah, that quite frankly, yeah, that we found that they weren't learning in school, so they should stay here. But we've also got to hold them accountable and send them the message that the decision that they made was wrong, and we need to prevent them from making that decision. So PBIS is about rewarding them, load them up with rewards so that they won't make that decision. But the teachers are telling administration that it's not working.
McGrath says rewards the wrong type of behavior.
So you're reinforcing to the other students, well, bad behavior pays off because that child got a prize.
Bad behavior, an issue many teachers shared during Modesto City Schools' latest meeting.
He has destroyed the classrooms multiple times each day, and he's able to come back to our classrooms where we've had to evacuate our students.
Behaviors like hitting, biting, and twisting fingers of both staff and students or destroying property are being overlooked and given a lighter sentence.
They are scared. Desks get flipped, chairs and objects are thrown, staff and students get punched and kicked, students elope, garbage cans and signs knocked over, bathrooms destroyed, staff and students cussed out.
Issues, McGrath says, were 5 years in the making.
A lot of the norms that used to be in the classrooms, as far as just some basic concepts, responsibility, respect, just following the basic rules, they were out the window.
But she's hopeful the school district and staff will start to work towards a solution. In a statement to CBS 13, Modesto City School District says, "We have heard our teachers' concerns about student behavior, and we want our community to know we are listening. Districts across our state and country are facing similar challenges, and we are working together to strengthen support for both students and staff."
So I'm looking at this, and of course, with this story coming out, the district has got to say something. I don't know. Talk is cheap. You got to do something. I mean, just looking at those classrooms, the state of those classrooms, and looking at the board, listening to those teachers at that board meeting, like, there's a problem here, and it doesn't take a bunch of meetings, and it doesn't take a bunch of time in order to fix this. Like, these students need to be held accountable, and you know what? Perhaps sending them home for a day or two will help to send that message that is not going to be tolerated. Just destroying classes, hurting people. It's ridiculous. And then here, this really gets me right here. Districts across our state and country are facing similar challenges. So, while that may be true, we need leadership here. We need leadership. We need someone here in this district to say, we're going to address this problem. It doesn't matter what anyone else is dealing with. We're going to address this problem. This sounds like an excuse. Districts across our state and country are facing similar challenges. Now, it doesn't seem too hard to me. You send them home. and we are working together to strengthen support for both students and staff. This is not difficult. This is not difficult. What you're looking at here is the administration. They want to continue PBIS. They want to strengthen it, make it better, so that it causes less problems for the teachers. That's what it sounds like to me. Because the solution is right there in front of your face.
Some things have to change so that we can start educating again.
Now, the district will host meetings to figure out how to solve this problem. But one of the ideas the Modesto Teachers Association is going to bring up is bringing back the code of conduct, something they say has fell to the back burner since COVID.
Yeah, and I'm sure the code of conduct says something about, hey, if you do things to this degree, you got to go. You are suspended. You've got to go home. And parents, please address this with your kids. Like, we cannot have this. And also, we can't. The teachers can't teach. The other kids can't learn, and they deserve better. We cannot have this. Oh, this gets me fired up. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next update.